This is what I'm faced with every time I try to pick something up with my forks. I'm on uneven ground every time, and my forks are such that I can't see them from where I sit. And you've got a very small window in order to get them into right there. So let me show you, I've got a camera, I'll show you that in a second, but let me show you how easy it is now once that I've got this camera set up. All right, so you can see I slid right in there now. Of course, I kind of had it lined up already, but that's why I backed up and did it again, so you could see that even if I don't have it already lined up, I can see those tips now. And let me show you how that works. Okay, so I don't have this camera mounted permanently. I've got it on these little, and I'll link all this stuff in my description for you, but I've got it on these little magnetic pads, and so I can take this thing off and set it on here each time that I need it. Because I do rough things with my tractor, and something like this I would probably tear up. And then I've just got a line, so when I need it for using my pallets, when I put my forks on, I just pull this out of the box and I set it up on here, and it runs back here. And I've got a little strip of, I screwed a strip of metal up here on the top of my tractor, because this is actually plastic, so this monitor won't stick to it. But let me show you. It's got a couple of magnets on the bottom of it right there, and it sticks down and it's on there. And then to get it off, you just pop it off like that. Now I use magnets to mount my camera, and the reason I like doing that is because, like, I can mount it on my forks so that I can see that, and then I can mount it up front, I can mount it in the back, I can put it wherever I need it at the time to be able to see what I'm doing. But when I first bought these, I was worried, you know, are these magnets going to be strong enough to actually hold this in place and not keep falling off of me running over it. But let me show you. Okay, so these magnets, like, I can barely move that on there, and to get it off, it takes a lot of force to get it on and off of there. So I haven't had any trouble, not only with it coming off, but moving at all. It doesn't move at all once you place it. But you've got to find a 12 volts power supply to it. So just somewhere inside of here, I pulled mine all the way from the battery up front. I just ran a line back here, and then it plugs in via this cable right here. That's the power. And so when I disconnect it, this is it disconnected. And then that's it plugged in right there. This goes to the camera to the front. You can actually have two cameras on this system. I just have the one. Sometimes I'll stick it on the back here. I can just stick the camera back there and use it. If I need to be able to see behind me, like when I'm mowing or I'm grading or something like that, it kind of comes in handy. Now let me show you what you see from the cab. All right, so I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but right here, I'm getting a double glare. I'm getting a little bit of a glare on here, and then another glare on my my camera that I'm using. But there's my tips right there. And so let me start this up. You won't be able to hear me as well. But you can see, I can see them going up and down. And so I just raise them up a little bit. That's probably a little too far. And then as I drive forward, I can adjust as I go, and then I'm in. Now, as those of you that have done this before, you know, you try to stand up a little bit and look, and then, you know, you take your weight off your seat and your engine tries to die, and then you're, well, do I disable that or what? You know, it's just a whole mess. This has fixed all of this, and like I said, you know, I keep it in a box in my shop, and so when I know I'm going to put my forks on, I just grab it, I stick it on here with magnets. It takes me literally like 3 minutes to put on here, and I'm ready to go. I've been using it for about 6 months now, and really like the performance of it. This screen is a really good size. I will put a link to it in the description so you guys can go see you know, the specs, because that size works good. I was afraid maybe it would be too small, but sitting this close to my steering wheel, it works really well. It's a good size. But you know, whether this system is what you want or not, it'll give you an idea of because it's important too on the camera down there that you get a field of view that's big enough to be able to see, especially when you're looking at stuff behind you too. So anyway, I'll link it in the description. This was just a solution that I found that has worked for me, and I thought I'd pass it on. Hope it's helpful to you. Thank you for watching.